accepting the award on behalf of whoever it was she just described. Really, Jen, if you could have taken that back to the compensation committee back at the firm, I would be delighted if you would do that, and you could do it nunc pro tunc. What the hell is he talking about? I want you to follow me here. I want to hear you. N-U-N-C, nunc. Go ahead. Pro tunc. The next time somebody says quid quo pro to you, say, go nunc pro tunc yourself. When Bonnie said you'll have a few minutes to speak tonight, I said, my mother's admonition is always the same. When I get up to speak, I want you to be two things. And I say, Mom, what are those two things? She says back to me, be brief and be seated. So, good evening. Well, I'm honored by this recognition. It is easy to say that it's truly the KidSafe staff that has done all the heavy lifting. So I feel a bit like the bat boy for the Washington Nationals holding the World Series trophy above my head. I got no hits, I got no runs, I pitched no balls, but I was a bat boy. And I hope in some way that served KidSafe over the years that I've been associated. The best reward for serving on this board is seeing the smiles on the faces of the children who have been placed in families. Equal to that is the pride and happiness on the faces of those members who have widened their circle to make room for a new member. Not easy. But KidSafe could not and cannot thrive without you, and you, and you. And your support and generosity, as well as that of organizations represented here, including Venable, my former law firm. Without the KidSafe staff, I could name their names, but I'm sure I would leave just one out and feel bad about it. Without the parents, and Bonnie told me to be brief, without the parents who open their homes and hearts, without the kindness of strangers who give generously to keep going, to keep it going, none of this would be possible. It's a little bit like George Bailey, given the season, in the holiday movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Who sees what life would be like without him in it? Without KidSafe and its many helping hands. All this goodness and joy that's in this room and throughout the country. The joy and love would not exist. The kids wouldn't have met their prospective family members. The stories they have now to tell would not have been written. The happy endings would not have occurred. And those of you in this room wouldn't have the knowing, you wouldn't have the warm heart that comes from knowing that you were a small part of something big, something that matters and is bigger than all of us. For those reasons, and because of all the success stories, it has been my honor to serve this wonderful organization, and thank you very much. Like I said, I paid for this night. Just one more thing. I do want to honor and call out my friends who are here, and my former friends who aren't. And do a shout out for Jerry, John, Janice, and Alan. Janice, I couldn't do it without you. Anything without you. Who am I leaving out? Rick and Susan, Richie and Susan, and Jackie. I hope I've covered you all. And I thank you very much for being here, but most of all, I do want to say to my son and his wife, it is because of them and their two grandchildren that I get up every morning saying, how can I serve this society a little better? And thank you. And lastly, of course, I want to point out my sweetheart Jenny to say this. You ask me every year, it's the same answer. All I want for Christmas is you.